I haven't had issues with Puff where I don't like him like that. Like, I don't like things that he would do and make me uncomfortable.
So we're speaking on Diddy. We're speaking on Puff.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't have that thing where, we ain't had no thing. I wasn't sending nothing at him, big. If it was on the street side like that, we would be actively doing things to each other.
Right.
And we wasn't doing that. Right? So it gets to... With Jay, definitely not that. That's definitely not... It's just being competitive. You know what I mean? So I look at it, I go, whoa. So I always go into what would I do in a situation like this? Like when that type of thing happens. Like, and I'm going, I don't know. I hope things are all right for him internally.
Speaking on?
I mean, at the crib. Because in the statement they mentioned his
you're talking Jay?
His daughter would, being old enough to, because she about 13.
Right.
So it's the same age as his kid.
Is this real life? I feel crazy. The world is spinning around me. What's happening? You have 4 eyes. I have 2 fingers.
For years, the industry chose comfort over confrontation. Uneasy moments brushed aside, hard questions buried, and warning signs quietly overlooked. Now, 50 Cent's documentary drags the timeline into full view, laying bare how power, influence, and calculated silence operate behind closed doors. At the center sits Diddy, a gatekeeper who molded careers, and Justin Bieber, drawn into a high-pressure world long before he was prepared to navigate it. This isn't about headlines or internet noise. It's about what unfolds when reality finally challenges the systems and individuals who thrived by keeping everything unspoken.
Yeah, so as soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you rock this every time you come to LA. Yeah, it's gonna be yours. So every time you come to LA, it's a little dusty, but I'm gonna get the first shot in.
Man.
And then out. Minute.
Woo. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm gonna be driving this next year.
Yeah, when you get 16, you come out, you gotta, wear your seat.
I mean, I'm 15, you could ride in the passenger seat. I got my permit. Not yet.
No.
Alright, 16.
You're not ready. Slow down. Let's slow down, Josh.
Okay.
Let's slow down,
okay? One step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours when you get 16. You're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Alright.
Then, when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay. I get the mansion?
Yeah.
Alright. So where are we off to now?
Where would you like to go?
I mean, wherever you want to go. Where are we going?
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher.
He signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
We're going crazy.
Crazy.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you wanna do? What you wanna do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang out some girls.
A man after my heart. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Justin Bieber's ascent was sold as a perfect success story, but behind the lights was a far tougher truth. A young artist moving through powerful adult systems with minimal safeguards. Old footage and interviews reveal him repeatedly placed in environments where influence and access carried more weight than age-appropriate limits. For years, these moments were brushed off as celebrity oddities instead of confronted as structural breakdowns. This isn't an isolated incident. It's a recurring pattern, a culture trained to avert its eyes. And when opportunity demands the sacrifice of youth, the real question is unavoidable. Who ultimately absorbs the cost?
You got people in the industry that's been saying for years, this man is having sex with underage. So now the federal government is looking at that like, yo, when is somebody going to come forward? We got this information, this alleged information, but nobody's willing to come forward. Then they go on and say, yo, Shakur Stewart mysteriously dead. Supposed to be a self-inflicted wound. Person that had everything going for him in their life. Kim Porter dead. Somebody's car gets blown up. This guy is walking around threatening other actors, people. Somebody got to get involved in it. If it ain't the state, let it be the feds. Somebody got to stop him. He lucky that God given him the opportunity to be stopped while he's alive, didn't have to go to hell and face that shit. He got a chance to repent now, change his life.
You mentioned minors, and a lot of people have been trying to drag Justin Bieber into this situation because there's a lot of suspect looking videos with Diddy and Bieber in it, and they're
For years, 50 Cent cast himself as an outsider to Diddy's inner circle, aware of what was happening but kept at arm's length, while his cautions were written off as personal friction. Now, as pressure intensifies, those remarks land differently, reshaping their meaning and revealing how early warnings get brushed aside when the source is inconvenient. The pattern is unmistakable. Truth rarely gets traction when it's uncomfortable, and it's usually acknowledged only when ignoring it is no longer an option. Well past music, shaping who moved forward and who was quietly left behind. Justin Bieber's closeness to that world exposed a broader reality. Opportunity was often controlled by gatekeepers and private influence rather than open, accountable systems.
Diddy bought his son a Bentley. Maybe, he could buy you one also.
Got me a Lamborghini.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last time.
He had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house. And he knows better than be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Well, apparently not. Something. Everything.
Tape is white.
If he's bigger than Diddy, and he's not none of the names that I said, probably so. But then they say he was young too.
Yeah, they say he was young.
Let me get his name right. I hope it ain't the Bieber. I hope it's not the Bieber.
That's a good one. It might be him. But if they saying that the guy is young and he's an A-lister, I can't think of that many black people, man.
Right. Not at all. And somebody that's more powerful, more of a celebrity than Diddy. You understand what I'm saying? If they were saying somebody that was more celebrity than Diddy, he was an A-lister, he was younger. You know what I'm saying? And if he's not black, it would have to be the Bieber. That's his name, Bieber? They said I got that wrong too. Justin Bieber, allegedly. I don't know, bro.
Right. But when you heard the news that Diddy, he had a tape with another man, did that catch you by surprise or no?
Well, All this shit is by surprise to me. A lot of this shit is by surprise to me, to be totally honest, man. Because I knew Puff, I knew Puff Daddy.
The real problem isn't limited to what unfolded behind closed doors. It's the collapse of oversight within a system where advancement hinges on closeness to power. When access becomes the currency of success, boundaries erode and caution is penalized. In a structure built that way, the question is unavoidable. Who is truly free to refuse, and who bears the consequences for doing so?
I knew Diddy before he was Love and Brother Love and back to Diddy. So, no, but the diddler, he's the diddler now. A lot of it's surprising, but it's not unheard of. Because you hear of all kinds of shit, and whether it registered with you or you internalize it or something like that, that's a whole nother story. But a lot of this stuff is crazy. But this is the world that we live in now, man. That these individuals thinks is all right. Bruh, when does it comes all right to be sitting there eating food off a naked woman? When did we start doing what they do? Let's keep it a buck. When did we start doing what they do? These guys is popping pills. We got Jay-Z dancing with a chick that's into
Long before Justin Bieber became a global name, Usher openly described stepping into Diddy's world as a teenager and facing adult pressure far earlier than anyone should. That history isn't rumor, it's a documented reference point. When the same dynamics surface again with a new generation, coincidence no longer holds up and a deeper structure comes into focus. One where authority, influence, and unchecked trust are quietly passed down. The unanswered question cuts deeper with time. If the warning signs were already known, why did nothing change when the next young star walked the same road?
Make you change your mind. Look at Little Nas X. He fizzled out fast too.
So would you say someone like Justin Bieber is a victim? I just seen he is reportedly selling his whole catalog because he's broke.
Yeah. Yeah. And once he finishes getting that money, I don't understand why he's broke. He didn't have to be broke. Usher just wouldn't stop robbing him.
Damn.
I mean, Usher couldn't keep his hands out of his pocket. It's funny. He got him signed and turned over custody to Diddy. And boy was never the same, and neither was Usher's pockets, because Usher's been living off of Justin Bieber's money. He ain't been living off of his own. Because the truth is, Usher don't really make that kind of money. And I'm really just kind of sick and tired of Usher reigning.
Yeah,
I'm really kind of disgusted with Usher reigning, who does Greek wrestling nude with men over Frosted Flakes, allegedly. Like, I'm sick and tired of this guy who everyone knows got the Diddy bumps, who's been sued for passing them on and lost, is still sitting there disgracing women in front of their men who bought the tickets to like that whole scheme.
He's causing a lot of divorce courts.
Yeah, but why? He don't even want them. He don't want them women. He's literally doing it just to destroy relationships.
As pressure around Diddy mounted, insiders chose restraint, but 50 Cent did the opposite, turning up the volume and spotlighting an unspoken industry rulebook. Challenging the system threatens relationships, while silence protects them. In that environment, honesty is weighed against self-preservation, and when staying quiet feels like the safest move, one hard question refuses to fade. Can accountability survive in a system built to avoid it?
I watched a video of an interview of Justin Bieber, and he was talking about Billie Eilish. And he was like, almost in tears. He's like, I just want to protect her. I just want to keep her safe.
Yeah.
What do you think he went through?
Because he knows what's been happening to Billy. Just like everybody knew what was happening to Millie Bobby Brown girl with Drake. These people are monsters.
Real life.
It ain't real life. Just ain't real life street star. You know what time it is.
Jermaine Dupri said something interesting. He said the reason that R&B isn't as powerful as it is anymore is because children are going to church.
Yeah.
What is it about the transfer from the spiritual to the secular do you believe that's what made R&B so powerful?
Understand this. Rhythm and blues was a combination of gospel and soul music. Because soul music has always been around in one form or another. It's just evolved throughout the years. And you got gospel, rhythm and blues. That's what put that together. That's why they made such a big stink about the Ray Charles incorporating gospel sounds into secular music.
Right.
Because they wanted people to separate the two. This is demon, this is good. The truth is none of that's real.
Right.
There is no bad, there is no good. There is what is and there is what is not. And that's sad. But when you take the spirit that comes from that.
Justin Bieber never made direct claims about Diddy, but his candid reflections on anxiety, exhaustion, and relentless early pressure speak volumes on their own. Pushed into massive expectations while still a teenager, surrounded by powerful adults with overlapping interests, he carried success without the structure, protection, or guidance required to sustain it. There are no easy conclusions here, but the pattern is clear. The cost of accelerated fame is real, and it exposes a system that celebrated results while failing to properly safeguard the young talent it depended on.
That just testified against Diddy to the grand jury and had to give up 8 videotapes to the feds that contained celebrities in these freak-offs with Diddy is now listing some of the names that he saw on these tapes. And this man said that he got these tapes from a very close friend of Kim Porter's, and these were Kim Porter's tapes that she was going to use against Diddy. And some of the names that he says are some that we have heard rumored over the years. He said he saw Justin Bieber on this tape and he appeared to be underage during this time. He also saw Usher on these tapes, and Usher definitely appeared to be underage. And this one gave me the chills because we've heard that Usher is the one that sent Justin Bieber to Diddy. Courtney Burgess sat down with the Too Strong channel here on YouTube and started naming some of the celebrities that he saw on these tapes.
Were kids involved in these parties that you can verify from looking at the tapes?
If Justin Bieber was older, he's supposed to have been. Yes. If Usher was older, well, Usher was definitely young.
Okay.
You understand? His shoulder part with his, the blood was all in his bed. You understand? It looked like they came home from a event, a party or something.
Went on to explain how Danny Boy was also in one of these videos with Mary J. Blige and Diddy together. And Danny Boy admitted when he was 15 that Mary J. Blige flew him out to New York and he slept with her while he was...
The issue isn't about legal verdicts, it's about human consequences. Damage doesn't always arrive with claims or clear labels. It often appears later as lingering stress, instability, or unspoken weight. When relentless pressure and exposure are built into a system, harm can accumulate without any single moment standing out. That reality leads to an uncomfortable question. If the flaw is structural, why do we insist on waiting for one accusation before admitting something failed?
Mary J, Danny Boy, okay. You know what Danny Boy is? I heard that before. I don't, I've been so far away from hip hop, I forgot, but I have heard that name, Danny Boy. Danny Boy, back then, he looked like he was about 16. They both was out.
He also claimed that Jaden Smith, Will Smith's son, were in these videos, and he also said that there was photographs and videos of Diddy eating off of young girls.
Pictures or images of any of this stuff. Yeah, I got Justin Bieber, Will Smith's son, whatever his name is. Other females on the table, they was young. He was eating off them. A lot of entertainments in there. I got calls from certain one to get the tape out of my hand. And I said, I don't know what you're talking about.
And I have said that if this man testified to the grand jury, the feds had to have some reason to bring him in to actually testify against Diddy. But y'all let me know what you guys think about this man naming all of the people on the Diddy tapes in the comments.
When Diddy's story reached federal court, the narrative moved from speculation to documented review, grounded in filings, rulings, and formal process. Courts are designed to assess actions, not culture, which leaves deeper systemic issues largely untouched. What meets legal standards doesn't always meet ethical ones, and a closed case can undo structural damage. So when proceedings conclude on paper, the real question remains, does accountability end there? Or is that where the conversation finally starts?
Do you think he has a mole or an informant in his camp that's cooperating?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Listen, bro. Just doing law enforcement myself, just take for instance. I think the individual was a Syracuse former basketball player named Jason Barnes or Beard or something like that. He already had drug charges against him. The day Diddy house get raided, they catch him getting on a plane and they put him into custody. Didn't that sound a little weird? People didn't catch that. They either put him in custody for a couple of reasons. You understand? One, to make a witness out of him, or to safeguard him and protect him for anything that could happen to him, because they had already stated, allegedly, that he was some kind of mule for the people over there at Diddy's house. So now, with that information, that he was already known by the government for drug charges, wouldn't that be an individual that you use? I'm gonna give you something different. And I'm gonna give you something else that people don't even think. On the other day, I seen on the video that Puff had ran into Justin Bieber. They met up and he started tapping him as if he was searching him and see if he had some kind of device on. Did you see that?
Yep.
Check this out. What if the federal government have already talked to Justin Bieber? And Diddy did that on tape. That means in his mind, he think this person may be a witness.
The convergence of these figures reveals a harder reality inside celebrity-driven systems. Authority climbs upward, vulnerability gets buried, and responsibility trails far behind. Youth is marketed as authenticity, access is disguised as mentorship, and silence is rewarded as professionalism, making imbalance feel routine instead of alarming. This isn't a hunt for a single villain. It's an examination of structures that repeatedly generate the same fallout. And when the pattern keeps repeating, the final question becomes impossible to ignore. At what point does the system stop being the backdrop and start becoming the real story?